Happy Boxing Day, everybody, and welcome to... Is this the last episode of the year?
It will be, yeah.
It will be,
yeah.
Blimey. And welcome to the 2.5 People podcast, once again, upstairs at the Royal Standard in Derby, with me, Alex Leam.
And me, James Beckett.
And our guest 2.5 person... the guest 0.5 person, I flunked maths. Our guest 0.5 person is Denzil de Cristo on this episode. Hello, Denzil.
Hello.
Welcome. Yeah. So as we're recording this, it's still before Christmas.
Oh,
but we've got to pretend it's just after.
But we are pretending now it's Boxing Day.
I'm really hungover. I'm full of turkey. I'm really hungover. There we go.
It counts.
Yeah.
He's let out a Brussels sprout fart and everything. It's it's been 15 minutes since we recorded last episode. Dan Lythe is still here.
Stop ruining the magic.
I must say, I did watch the last episode.
I've got changed
and that's it. You look completely different. You, on the other hand, Alex, you look like you slept in the pub for the last week.
That's my natural look. This is on brand for me. I've got a limited rotation of t-shirts.
This is why me and Alex always got on. We've known each other over 20 years. We're on the opposite side of some kind of like spectrum. We don't know what spectrum it is, definitely.
It's something.
It's something.
I do feel a bit guilty that this is one of the major sort of drinking days before Christmas, that we ousted a lot of really young, good-looking people that were sat around this table having a drink.
They were very punctual about it as well, weren't they? As soon as
the instant we came upstairs with the equipment, they went, right, we're off, and they all got up and thanked them as they left, and one bloke went, what podcast is it? And I went, 2.5 People podcast. He then looked at me like, nah. They just went. So if you are actually listening to this, apologies for kicking you all out, and thanks for vacating for us.
No, fuck you for coming in the space when
yeah, how dare you go out and enjoy yourself before Christmas?
It was booked from 7. We got your arse, but never here. So
That's true.
They were expecting you, though.
Yeah. Oh, maybe, yeah.
That's good. Mainly, they just went, so that's fine.
Are they still downstairs? Have you checked?
No.
I've forgotten what they look like now.
I'm loving this.
You're good looking. You then recognise them in this old man's pub.
That's true. The round old light that we have above us is still flickering.
They've really come to life.
George, if you're there, can you flicker once for yes, twice for no?
That's the way. My phone is on in case he calls again. Although they must be in part 2 of the Panto now.
Yeah.
So.
Is the Panto season behind him?
I don't remember how it ends. Do all the dwarfs die at the end? I don't remember.
Yeah, they get poisoned.
Yeah,
they have to eat Snow White's apple pie.
Oh. I get it.
And the catchphrase is born.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So on this fake Boxing Day, what's been happening recently?
So what have I been up to recently? I had to go to my kids' school performances.
Okay.
Which is interesting. An interesting way to spend half an hour of the day. And it was one of those things for years. We're always told that you're allowed to take photos. You're just not allowed to put them on social media. I turned up a bit late, and I went to take a photo of my daughter just as she was coming up. She was dressed as like one of the shepherds. Took the photo. Head teacher comes storming over and calls me out in the middle of the performance and gets me to delete the picture from my phone so everyone can see. So apparently the rules are changed and no longer allowed to take any photos.
I think it does depend, really. Sometimes for the child protection case.
Yeah, I assume there's something cracked off.
Yeah, there'll be some child in there who's not allowed to photograph. I'm going into work mode now. I'm supposed to be doing a funny podcast. I'm going to go back into the social work.
What we're saying is, basically, it just takes one nonce to ruin it for the rest of the
It's a shame, because I collected most of the pictures. Most of the pictures of the entire class. I always had them all. But
what were you doing with them? That's what I wanted to know.
I've just noticed.
I pinned them on the board.
I've identified the one nonce.
I've just noticed something. Your stammer gets worse when you're saying something really filthy.
Yeah, it really kicks up. It really does reveal a lot when you. I know, right now we're talking about it. Now the podcast's going to be 2 hours long now.
We've triggered him. He's starting to sound like Jive Bunny. Move on. Okay. So, speedy pet peeves. This is the part where we get our guest 0.5 of a person to tell us about the things that really grind their gears. So, Denzil, over to you. What are your speedy pet peeves?
Vacuum cleaners, waiting for food, being stroked the wrong way, the vets. Oh, sorry, my pet peeves, not my cat's.
Oh, God. Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's just have a minute, just before we get into the real. Because I'm like thinking, what's he got against vacuum cleaners?
Yeah. I quite like being straight the wrong way. I was thinking of an argument to me. Be like, you know what? Sometimes the wrong way is how I want it.
All right. I'm just thinking, what is the wrong way? The prostate?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Moving on. Right. Go on.
Okay. I get a bit of road rage. So there's drivers who don't signal, especially around roundabouts. Or they signal the wrong way. They're going off the roundabout and they're still signalling right. People who get away with avoiding all the traffic rules. I want to do that. I don't dare. They're just there zipping away, undertaking wherever they want. Let's see. People who move my things without asking. My housemate's recently been tidying my house while away in India. I came back, pictures rearranged, cupboards were tidied up, everything in the wrong place. Took me an entire week just to get the house back into the order I wanted it in. Messy.
Was that John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Micromanagers. Quit my job because my last manager was a micromanager. We're not talking about George managing me. We're just talking about.
I've got this image of dwarf management training.
Just because you're short, it doesn't mean you can't be a leader.
So businesses, it'll work well for you. You can hire them for half price.
I say, if you buy one, you get one free. if you let him do your front, he'll do your back for free.
Okay, we're back to the prostate. All right then. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So other things. Let's see. People walking really slowly in front of me and then suddenly stopping for a chat. People who cover up my comedy posters with their shitty history posters. Wi-Fi cutting out mid-wank.
You need a Labrador. That's a good back to that.
Yeah. Off-road motorbikes disturbing the peaceful walk or wank. Lawnmowers, DIY, drills, Google Maps who never tell me about road closures on the way home from a comedy gig.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
That should do it, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
I couldn't picture you with road rage then.
Oh, I really almost got into a massive fight. It was last year. This guy, I was really stressed at work, and this guy was, behind me, really sort of revving his engine. So I just did the natural thing. I slowed down.
Yeah.
And then finally, when he managed to get to overtake me, I just took my finger out my window and just swore him. And he swerved straight in front of me and started slowing down himself and wanted me to get out of my car. I was going, I'm going to be teaching a kid about anger management, and I'm screaming abuse at this person.
Let's say goodbye to Dan Live, who's now leaving the building. Bye, Dan.
Bye, Dan. You've been in the pub a long time.
Yeah. Thanks for staying all week.
This was difficult.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. He looks like he's off to rob something. Nice. Bye, Dan.
He's from Chesterfield.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people are out tonight, so he's going to rifle a few houses on the way to the train station. Nice. So, is that the definitive list? Have we got more?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Typos and grammatical errors is the other thing which I put on that list, and that's because I had to correct a couple of spelling mistakes on the notes you sent me.
Like you were saying, you get annoyed by the Wi-Fi cutting out a mid-wank. I think there's something quite erotic about a buffering screen, personally.
We're being filthy again.
No, do you not think? It's some sort of. It's like those old. You remember you used to get the pictures when you're on like dial-up internet, and you'd get past the eyes, you get to there, and then the internet would slow down, and you'd be suspended here.
Pre-nipple or something.
Those are. I mean, as far as like.
That's what you get turned on now, is basically.
I purposely throttle like my internet whilst I'm pulling out the room.
Is that basically how you contain yourself?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it in the early days, but now like internet speeds are much quicker. I don't know what's fun.
Us millennials learn resilience and patience with stuff like that.
Going through like lay-bys and looking through thickets to get a porn magazine.
Yeah, there was a railway track near my house, and there was always porn mags. I must have been the train driver just jumping out the window. I used to sort of go down that. My first time I found a porn mag, which wasn't one of my dad's porn mags. My dad had a little stash of porn mags. I got told off by mum for having porn under my bed.
Oh.
I don't want to explain, it was actually my dad's I'd borrowed. It was like probably 1970s porn with the bush actually still in place.
Oh, a growler.
Wow.
Nice, a growler.
Yeah.
I remember, I mean, it was the century, so the fact that I went to go to a shop to buy a jazz mag
Yeah.
feels so oldie-worldy, but it did happen. And I think I was 17, it was year 2000. And the fella who owned the newsagents could tell I was nervous about it, who deliberately kept me talking as I was trying to get to the door. Yeah, and also, I am old enough to have bought VHS because there was a specialist section at what was HMV in Derby, which is now a Nationwide. I'm thinking, I banked with Nationwide. Make your own jokes.
Yeah, so the wank.
Yeah.
My first time, I think I found my stepdad's video, and it was like, wasn't a proper porno. I was like 11 or 12, and I found it, and it was like an instructional kind of video of like, you know, like
the A to Z of sex.
Yeah, that sort of thing. That was the first experience I had with like direct.
Like they had the joy sex and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. That was my first experience.
Don't you think a joy of sex is such a dry thing?
It was a very like soft landing as a boy. Like, you know, this is all right. You know, it's not so.
I think I watched something kind of similar where it's sort of like, okay, now let's explore.
It's a lot of sneezing.
Let's explore the sneeze. So let's explore your partner's sexual organs. So they took it in turn. So that for some reason they both had clothing on their tops,
right?
But from the waist down, nothing.
Right.
So the woman was then fondling the fella's meat and two veg, and they was like, okay, you may feel at this point it feels a bit like this or this like this. So they then flipped round. So we then just went, okay, now place your finger up here. So he goes in, and I go, you may come across a part that feels a bit like the soft bit at the end of your nose. I'm then pressing the end of my nose. And then he goes, this is the cervix. So we, okay, right, so that's stuck in my mind, because I was doing this. So if you bump the end of your nose like that, that's what a cervix feels like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to play with that later.
Thanks,
Okay,
yeah.
And is that your first experience of masturbation, was trying to play with your own nose?
It was a eye-opener. Particularly just how formal the foreplay looked in this video. And an amazing amount of people getting ready for work, shirt and tie first, but then nothing from the waist down for some reason.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm going to Nationwide, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
That's just why we're sat behind this table.
It's Boxing Day. What else are we supposed to be doing? You know, your trousers on Boxing Day.
They call me Nationwide. Try and get up there, you'll see what I mean.
It's as wide as Coventry at the moment.
I'm now going to look up the size of Coventry, just because.
I believe it's 2 centimetres dilated.
All right, okay. Nothing further needed. Okay, then, so I think we've got a title for this episode already. I'm as wide as Coventry. Right. I don't think we even need to quiz him on his pet peeves.
There was some top pet peeves in there. I mean, we had people walking slowly in front of you.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to argue. Every time we do these pet peeves, I try and come at it and I try to argue against it. It's hard to argue against that. Even when someone's got like mobility issues, I still get frustrated.
Or the non-signalling at roundabout, because if somebody's taking their test, they can be failed on the test for you not signalling. As has happened to me 3 times. Let's not go into how many times I failed it.
How many times have you failed it, Alex?
Well, the last time they had to use the dual control brakes because I was about to plough into a truck.
Wow.
So,
yeah. You've just given up on the entire idea of life for that. But you went, nope, no, I'm sorry. Don't pass it.
It was 5 minutes into the test as well. It was just this lovely feeling that you've wasted a lot of money and you've got to sit through the rest of the exam.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like it was a sliding doors moment in your life. Like, that's what you could have been if you passed.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
A mobile DJ, for example.
I mean, you're here doing this podcast, Alex. What more can you want in life?
Well, this is it. We're sat around a table that's covered in what was a festive duvet cover, which we're using as a something to make the surface less hard. Everything I say now feels like a euphemism for the video I watched.
Yeah, so it's the opposite of Viagra, is what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've done the pet peeves. We shall move on to the big questions. So these are the biggest questions that James came up with in his stand. So first question is, apt for the day this podcast is going to be released. What's the worst thing to spend an entire Boxing Day doing?
This podcast.
This podcast, okay.
I'll be there for the entire day.
That would be so. I mean, this is a weird one because Christmas Day is more the source of tension and potential cringe. Boxing Day for me has always been the relief of obligations to spend time with people you can't stand is over. That's the day you can really chill out and
relax.
Yeah,
your first relaxed day.
Yeah.
So I suppose your worst day would be anything you're doing where you're not relaxing. So yours would be continuing to spend time with family. There's a few people. There's been more Christmas days when I've loathed it because I've been forced to spend it with somebody who is an utter moron. So yeah, that seems like it's still on the cards again for me.
I went a little bit further than that. I thought the worst thing to spend an entire Boxing Day doing is sheltering in the ruins of civilization, contemplating if the Cadbury's roses will actually give me radiation poisoning. That's next year's Boxing Day.
That's deep.
Forward to, yeah.
That is deep.
Yeah. But, otherwise, most of it is no different than all day. I mean, I've had some dodgy Boxing Days. As the day when I was working a double shift in a home for people with mental illnesses. They were really.
Are you sure you were working there?
I was told I was working.
That's how they get you, Dan.
Shutter Island again.
And then there's the day my hair fell out. That was Boxing Day, 2004. So I had chemotherapy, so I was expecting it. It's the way Mum was sort of like, rub my hair. Is your hair beginning to fall out? Oh yes, it is. Don't stop rubbing it then.
It can't really top that then.
No.
You're really put us in a cul-de-sac for that one.
Maybe with a wig, but
but no, I think honestly the worst one which people do is they queue up overnight, to go to the next sale. No, next no longer was open on Boxing Day. Thank goodness Black Friday has actually ruined their Boxing Day sales. But actually used to get up till like 3 o'clock in the morning to go in the queue for the Boxing Day sales. I can't think of anything worse than sort of like you're hungover from Christmas and you're being woken up and like, Daddy, can you take me to the Boxing Day
I suppose
sales?
it was more like, do you remember were you as a kid though, where you got Christmas-like money? And obviously you've got this kind of money that you're not used to as a kid.
Yeah.
And the only thing you want to do out, you go out on Boxing Day and buy the things that you actually want.
No, I never could do that because Boxing Day was always going up to my other grandparents in the
Right.
Lake District. And there weren't any shops anywhere near there.
No, they don't have much about it.
So it'd be like, visit one grandmother on Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day, always first thing in the morning, driving 3 hours up to the Lake District.
I remember it's like sales started on Boxing Day for a lot of things, but the buses didn't.
Yeah.
So I was a little stymied. I did just because there was something I specifically wanted. Went to the next sale. It was about 20 odd years ago. So it started on the 27th. So they weren't on the 26th. It was the one in Derby. So it was where they used to be near the Ram statue. And I thought I got there really early, and there was a massive queue already. People had got McDonald's takeout, but didn't go to the bin. So they were just lobbing it into the windows. So there was this tide of McDonald's wrappers that had built up.
Yeah.
So, and then next, in their infinite wisdom, took everything out in its logical space and then just put everything randomly out there. So it was like a really high stakes TK Maxx.
Yeah.
They
might have actually had everything in its logical space, but because the sale had been on for about an hour at that point, it just ended up.
There was a doorman on letting people in a few at a time, like at a nightclub. Yeah. But it was 8:30 a.m. on the 27th. Some woman downstairs is now shrieking.
Yeah, she's got a good laugh, that one, isn't she?
She's just going to next, doesn't she? She's got
That's true, yeah. So she's either like a bit on her way for getting a bit plastered, or her love eggs are kicking in. One of the two.
You get those at next?
If not, why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, should we find out? If someone looks like can actually go on to the next website and find out they do love eggs, that'd be great.
Yes.
That'd be the point where George will message us about that.
That'd be good.
I'll tell you what, the worst thing I've ever done on a Boxing Day, well, not the worst thing, it's probably not that anything you think is that bad, but I remember just one of the days that really stuck with me. I remember this was about 15 years ago where my family decided they wanted to go to the races. So we went out for the day to the races. Have you guys ever been to horse racing before? Either of you?
No,
not horse racing. I've done the greyhounds.
Greyhounds. That seems to be
fun.
Yeah, that seems to be a lot more fun. I thought I'd really enjoy horse racing, but it's really not fun.
No. long, boring. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's a lot more time in between the races than you think. You got an hour and a half, you kind of stood there. And I suppose maybe if it was more of a group of friends, you're all having drinks and stuff, but when I was with my family, it was all very formal, and we had a bit of...
Isn't the idea is you just basically get shit-faced and lose a lot of money?
Yeah, that is the idea, but...
I mean, quite frankly, the fact is that the horse races, you know there's going to be ketamine.
Yeah, that's true.
Ketamine somewhere.
That's a point.
It's just going to have to convince a vet that you're actually a horse.
Do you know who's a really good advert for ketamine? Elon Musk.
No, yeah. He has really like made something of himself, you know. So.
Well, I mean, quite frankly, he hasn't wasted all his money on ketamine, most of it, so, you know.
Which does make you think, does ketamine make you right-wing?
That's probably a question for next week, right?
That will be, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
No, trust me, I go to music festivals. Ketamine definitely does not make you right wing.
Yeah,
you
someone who
go
uses
into
a lot of
left field
ketamine.
centre Glastonbury and you see the number of people twatted on ketamine while listening to Billy Bragg and you go, nah, it's not the drugs which are making people right wing.
Does ketamine enhance Billy Bragg?
No, I can honestly say that. I don't think ketamine enhances a lot of things, really, apart from possibly bladder failure.
That's okay. If you had to assign a drug that made you right wing, what would you think it would be? All the big questions and more.
Well, I think something like heroin. Because basically, by that point, you're going to steal anything in order to get it. So straight away, you're becoming, very much.
Yeah.
You are technically almost becoming Robin Hood. You're stealing from rich to give to the poor, but then you basically give it to other rich people, which is your drug dealer.
If you've got a heroin habit, then I guess you would have opinion on not paying too much tax because you want to.
I think there's only one clear answer. It's cocaine. 'Cause you're a fucking cunt. You know what I mean? Anyone who takes something who takes cocaine instantly turns into a wanker. From what I understand.
What you understand?
Yeah, I feel.
I just saw you in the toilets. I mean,
yeah. But I'd rather not talk about that then. I'd rather keep that between me and you. What transpired?
It's Christmas time. We did say let it snow.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, 3 grams is quite a decent amount of snow.
You know what? It is at least 100.
I might give it a whirl just because Slimming Will's not working out for me in the new year, just to enhance things.
It could really help. It could really do things a lot. Yeah. I think it would do wonders for this podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speed. That's what you want.
Speed.
Squidgy.
Why don't they give that to the horses?
What is there a sin count with amphetamines?
I don't know. I think the amount of calories which you're going to be burning very shortly by gurning that much.
Yeah.
You wouldn't worry too much.
That would suit me on account of my really bad teeth. I'd look like an Aardman character.
Yeah.
If I'm gurning too badly. Yeah. So,
I've got a brilliant gurn. I really do. So I've managed to own it to such a point. People come up to me and go, got any drugs? No, I don't know.
So I just thought, it was seeing you actually physically gurn then, your teeth took on a Rylan quality when you're talking. So I think we've uncovered what Rylan's all about.
Rylan? Rylan before he went to Turkey and actually got his teeth corrected.
When did that happen? Was that X Factor or before or after? Or?
I don't know. It must have been after X Factor because I must have got the money to go to Turkey and get his teeth.
As we ponder that one.
Yeah, interesting. Well, how about you, Alex? So what I know we've sort of talked a bit about Boxing Day. Like, if you were say, if someone was to wake you up on Boxing Day morning and be like, this is what we're doing today, what would be the worst thing for you? Be like, fuck off.
Well, I can speak from experience. It was when my ex-wife decided we're going to Berlin. So this was Boxing Day 2013. It was the beginning of the end for our marriage, really, because in the lead up to it, we argued like fuck. So she had this habit of wanting to do stuff to impress her workmates, not taking into account if we actually had the money to do it. So it was a time when it's like we used to arrange to do stuff on New Year's Eve. So it used to be because she was from Edinburgh. We used to go up there, stay with her parents, and then enjoy Edinburgh on Hogmanay. So we did that for a few years in Edinburgh. Awesome. We did London 1 year, back when Boris Johnson was still popular. And then for 2013, so how about Berlin? So I thought, it's one of the places I've not done in Europe for the history. Me thinking, a couple of days before New Year's Eve, we'll get there, do that, boom, back. No, she arranged nearly a whole week, starting from Boxing Day. So,
a long time.
So when you're stressed about money as well, that really brings out a lot of stuff. So I was having to then negotiate with the bank that I was with at the time on Christmas Day, an overdraft limit increase. So it's not the best frame of mind to enjoy this day.
No.
And the tension was the dining room at my mum's house became the argument room because that's where I go to whenever she'd call up and it would end up in a blazing row. And I was just in the front room trying to increase the volume of the television to overcome it. So having to then get on a National Express coach on Boxing Day to go down to Terminal 5, Heathrow, where the default setting is fucking expensive for absolutely everything. So
That's a bad Boxing Day. National Express and then doing like
they
flight
don't do
travel.
Boxing Day sale, do they?
They don't. No, I was very disappointed. There wasn't a B&M bargains at Terminal 5. So yeah. So and then we stayed at Generator Hostel. I'm not a hostel person.
No.
If you're into hostels, great. All power to you. I'm not. But we had what was considered luxury for Generator Hospital. We had bunk beds in our own room.
Nice.
Bunk beds for a married couple. So she had the top bunk. Eventually, we had to then get the mattress off the top because it had metal frames. So the slightest movement, it made a noise like Flipper being fingered.
Yeah.
So
I like that you did the impression, Alex. That really
thank you.
helps.
It's
really helps.
theatre of the mind. Theatre of the mind. Theatre of the mind. So
I'm not saying Flipper didn't sound anything like that when I think
as a flapper. So then just living in Berlin as a pauper was great, having to go down to this continental breakfast and then fill my pockets with bread rolls and cheese and ham, so I've got lunch. So then by at the time my wages actually did appear after Christmas, may I add. Thank you, Bournemouth and Poole College. I had to then repay the payday loan that I took out in order to make ends meet.
Good old Wonga loans, eh?
Yes,
Well
God bless you. So it was a very horrendous experience.
Did you manage to get into Berghain?
Into where?
The techno club, Berghain.
No. My ex wanted to go to a swingers club.
Whoa.
Which should have been another red flag for things.
This is the most interesting part of the story.
Hang on a second. I'm bearing my emotion. It's been as dull as fuck, has it? All right, okay.
So is that why you were staying in a hostel? Your ex thought it's a good place to actually, start the swinging. The people at the hostel.
Polyamory is more known now. It wasn't really the thing at the time. I personally, I can do monogamy. Not even one person at times. So it's just like there's a never-ending feeling of this is just terrible. This is not a holiday. In fact, if we go on Facebook, she tagged me a load of photos that she kept taking because she was a real shutterbug. Yeah, she was forever on the digital camera, even when I didn't feel like being photographed.
Yeah.
So I'm looking miserable as fuck in the centre of Berlin. She goes, smile. I just went, no, I have got no reason to smile. This is what you do not want to do when you've got time off at Christmas. The day after Boxing Day, having a guided tour of a concentration camp.
Yeah, it's not very Christmassy.
Joy to the world, etc.
No, it was a horrendous experience, and in the words of Joe Exotic, it took me a while to financially recover from it. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Like you really had to relive that there for a moment.
You weren't there, man.
And so this has changed from being a podcast to a counselling session.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the skills. We're going to give Dan's missus a call, as she's a counsellor as well. Sadly, he's gone now. Okay. Oh, hello. George has just messaged. I've got a DM from him.
An update from George.
Just saying, still recording? Question mark.
Is he coming in for another phone call? Because again, this is the law of diminishing returns here. I think.
I don't know.
Oh, what are the odds? Okay, right then. He's not even waiting for the reply.
Yeah. He's seen you've looked at the message.
Recording?
Yes, we are. We're now recording with Denzil.
Hello, Denzil.
Hello, George. You all right?
Hang on, let me go away from the noise. I can make an appearance in this episode as well.
Oh my god, this is getting out of hand.
I mean, George, what do you think is your own podcast or something?
I know. Yeah. Well, it should fucking be. Do you not know who I am? I'm Mr. Point 5. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can't be bothered turning up. Always got some excuse.
Darling, I'm an actor, don't you know? I'm an actor, darling, don't you know?
Yeah. Isn't Panto season behind you now?
Hey, there we go. Let it all out now.
I get it.
Uh,
I don't know who I wanted to say something about my head. I get it.
so, George, how are you enjoying Boxing Day?
Is it Boxing Day? Well, I explained a lot.
Yeah.
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 Good answer. Like,
You know what?
see,
Shall I
this is
go
why
one
we don't
level?
invite you on the podcast.
This is your
Shall I go
improv
one level
skills are
higher
still
and get a
with
couple of the
you.
other cast
What?
to make it? Shall I go one level up and get a couple of the other cast to make an appearance?
Okay, all right. Introduce them.
We've got, hang on. No,
Can we invite Sleepy first?
I'm trying to see if I can get some of the ensemble to come along.
Not Sleeping Beauty, it's Snow White.
Yeah, not Sleeping Beauty, and not Cinderella, but the Ugly Stepsisters are recording a podcast.
You're still doing Smurfs?
Yeah, I'm always doing the Smurfs. Cage!
Dan!
Well, this is going well.
So I think this bit's going to
Hang
be
on, he's
cut
coming over. Would you like to make a cameo appearance on a podcast? On a podcast right now?
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to pass you over to... Yeah.
This is why I can't
My mate's
imagine.
recording a podcast right now, and we're on. We're recording it, and I said I'm going to introduce him to some of the cast members, if you like.
If you didn't have him at
Yeah,
hello,
come here. Come be on this podcast. It's live. Right, I'm going to introduce you to a man called Herman von Badapple.
Right.
Guys, we're live at the Marlow Theatre pantomime. We are live with Mark Pickering playing Herman von Badapple.
we prefer you to George.
And George.
Yeah.
Just get him on the podcast. haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
Hello, Herman.
Yeah, this is going
Hi guys,
really
you
well.
alright?
Yes, very well. How's it going?
Yeah, really good, really good. Really
Excellent.
good.
Excellent. So also with me is Mr. James Beckett and Denzil de Cristo.
Hello.
So we've been George isn't with us, but he has managed to hijack 2 episodes on the bounce now. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's his nature, isn't it? It's always hijacking.
It's a
Bloody hijacking, you
He's-
big turpin.
world's smallest terrorist.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
Such the world's smallest terrorist. Alright, love you guys, bye.
Bye, Herman. Bye.
Who the fuck called me the world's smallest terrorist? You fucker?
We said you was hijacking. You know.
It's only because you're a
No,
dwarf.
Not hijacking, height-jacking.
Oh,
Hey.
right.
Oh,
Right.
that's one of the puns.
Hang on. Kitty! Come here, Kitty.
Gonna
I can't get
power
many
inside.
people. Okay, no, she's not.
No.
It's him. Okay, never mind. Yeah, well, I got you arrested. No one else wants to bother.
This has turned into like 5.5 people podcast now.
Okay. Well, thanks for Herman. That was a lovely voiceover moment for Herman. Anyway.
You met him before, actually.
Yes, I remember. I remember it well.
That sounds ominous. Why do you remember him?
He there's a very good non-specific European accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit racist if you ask me.
No, they make the big point of making sure that it's not racist. James. They can make woke funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
why it's
take
not
that,
Sleeping
comedy.
Beauty, then?
Yeah. All right. So, George, thank you again for phoning in. I just wish you could see the delight on James's face.
Oh, I bet it's green with envy.
Absolutely. He
I'm
can
just fucking bored, George, to be honest with you.
barely contain his indifference.
I'm going to be making more appearances here soon than I did at the Ram Comedy Festival.
Nobody could make more appearances than you did at the Rams Comedy Festival.
Yeah, we did actually work it out. The whole Ram Comedy Festival was 14% George Coppel, wasn't it? Yeah. We worked that out.
Now you've got to do the same with Edinburgh next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mate, fucking hell, yeah.
Take over 3 venues non-stop. That's what you need.
Yeah, why not? And one of them could change its name halfway through.
Yeah.
We've also discovered tonight that cocaine is quite right wing.
Yeah.
Fair enough, not going to question that.
No, nobody would. Okay. All right, George, we'll bid you farewell.
I will love you and leave you.
Okay. Bye for now.
Catch you later, lad. Bye.
Bye.
He's gone. He doesn't mess about when it's over. He's straight off the
I think I worked out the worst thing to do for an entire day on a Boxing Day.
Would be.
I talked to George Coppel on the phone
Okay.
as a guest on a podcast.
When it's on the phone, is it?
Yeah, it's been like in person. He's okay, you know, but on
Tolerable.
the phone, yeah, on the phone,
So maybe-
unbearable.
Okay, well that's going to be a very interesting Edinburgh Fringe. We're going to be all having.
Won't it just? Okay, then. Have we done pet peeves? George has wiped our memories clean.
Yeah, well, we've moved on from pet peeves to the big questions already.
Yes,
so,
big questions. That's right. Yes, that's right. We've done the first big question. Bloody hell! You know a point when you just can't even. Yeah. That's where I'm at now. Big question number 2: which anthropomorphic character would take in as your witness to a really bureaucratic workplace grievance meeting?
I think there's a word.
Quite possibly.
Would you take it as your witness?
Yeah.
That's what the bit when I had to correct earlier. Yeah.
So I'm guessing cartoon or any
Anthropomorphic?
Yeah.
The one I came up with straight away when I thought about anthropomorphism is Death from Discworld, Harry Pratchett's Discworld.
Oh.
He's an anthropomorphic characterization of Death. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I thought that would be perfect. A 7-foot tall skeleton with glowing blue eyes, in a cowl and sort of like carrying a sign. And every time he's checking the time, he's getting out a big sand timer, big hourglass sand timer.
I like that, yeah.
Now that is definitely going to put the shivers in anyone, isn't it? With it.
I've just realised that Death from The Sims took a lot of inspiration from that. Does the same thing. Is there any other elements of the character of Death in Discworld for the uninitiated that would appeal to you to come into a grievance meeting?
I think it's basically because he's constantly trying to actually sort out some of the all the bureaucracy. He hates bureaucracy. He does as people who are trying to destroy the universe by using bureaucracy, and he goes up completely against them and tries to destroy them because they decide life is the worst thing you can have for bureaucracy. So the auditors of life, they just want to stop all life. And obviously, Death likes life, which is weird. Without life, he's got no role. So,
personally, I'd go for Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama.
Right, yeah.
I mean, the fact that he has a doctor, which I think was in interpretive dance or something along those lines. But yeah, he's able to shoot ink at people when he gets nervous.
Okay, so, interesting.
Yeah, and then runs off in a very stereotypically Jewish way, going. Yeah. It was a toss-up between him or Brian Griffin.
Okay, yeah, smart dog. I'd go for like Cyril Sneer from the Raccoons. Because I was just having a look now because I was trying to work out what animal was he. But he's an aardvark, right?
It wasn't a raccoon himself.
No, he wasn't a raccoon. He was like the antagonist of the Raccoons, and he was an aardvark, pink aardvark. But Cyril Sneer, he was a shrewd like businessman. Like he'll know his way around HR process.
Yeah, but he's not going to necessarily help you. He wasn't exactly a good guy. He
run a successful business.
He's probably going to be on the side of HR.
Yeah, I mean,
not on your side.
So did Scrooge. Yeah. He ran a successful business.
Yeah. But you know what? If you're taking them in as a witness, like they're going to bear witness. Like they're not like running the company.
No, but they're probably going to tell them and say, actually, they have a point. You've been wasting company time. Fuck off.
Do you know Cyril Sneer is in the Urban Dictionary?
I did not know that. What?
He is slang for nursing a semi on account of his nose and the way it's positioned.
That checks out.
Yeah, but is that still going to be in the Urban Dictionary? Rather than dating it, if some sort of guy in their late 30s say, "I've got a Cyril Sneer."
Look it up. As soon as you are connected.
Yeah.
And you are looking at Cyril Sneer.
Whilst I'm doing that, can you guys have a guess what his son was called? Can you remember?
Oh God, no, I can't remember.
Cedric, it was. Well done.
Cedric.
Yeah. Cedric Sneer. Good memory there, Dan. What was I researching? I got so drawn into the Cedric bit.
Cyril Sneer, Semi.
Put
it on image search.
So, semi-erection. I have to write that in now. Because
then you need to put Cyril Sneer Urban Dictionary, and I thought would actually go.
Yeah, the Raccoons. I'm getting a lot of stuff on DeviantArt, which I'm not going to click on.
No.
I mean, also, this is the bit where actually you need to be able to share your screen with the viewers.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. I'm getting a lot of Rule 34 stuff.
Moving swiftly on.
Well, which one did you go with again, Alex? Which anthropomorphic animal would you take into?
Dr. Zoidberg.
Dr. Zoidberg.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be any help to you, though? Really?
just shoot ink at everyone and then run off.
Yeah.
Oh.
But is that going to help with your, like, when you, a few weeks later, and you need that witness lie statement to back you up?
By comparison, I'd look competent.
Mm.
So I think just showing somebody
Incompetent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did have such a meeting
Mm.
when I worked for Amigo Loans.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had a grievance with your direct line manager?
I was working in legal admin.
Ooh.
And-
Chase my bets.
Yes. And there was a software glitch where some of the cases we were after, their loan amount was completely wiped.
Yeah.
Is that one of your cases? One of your loans?
So me and another one of the people, we got suspended pending investigation because they thought we had wiped their loan amounts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was this before or after your Berlin trip when you took out a loan?
This was no. I would never. No, oh, good lord!
I'm just
no,
thinking
I
you
would
wiped your own loan.
Never get a loan with Amigo Loans. They can't lend anymore. They've been suddenly decided they're.
I think a lot of these places have
Yeah.
been retired. I mean, I remember the payday loan peak really in the early 2010s to like 2015. But I think Wonga was the first to go. Then a lot of them collapsed one by one. And I don't know if they exist anymore.
Not long after I stopped working there, they moved to these new premises in Bournemouth. But it was premises that were meant to be shops. But then, like, the downturn happened. It never happened. So the Bournemouth Echo, which weren't that far away, got reports that people were on their computers in a massive high street window screen behind them, and you could see loan people's ID on the screen. So they sent them up with a camera, and then they got chased off. So apparently, the response from the director, James Benamor, who was on Secret Millionaire once, was anger that somebody came down to film it. Not that they'd actually broken confidentiality or anything along those lines. No, it was the reporter's fault. So yeah, and then lo and behold, they then got sort of like misting sort of like screens up.
Yeah.
They spent thousands on getting reclaimed flooring from Television Centre.
Really?
But not anything to put up on the screen on the windows to stop people looking in. So I'd gladly throw them under the bus as well. I'm going to wake up tomorrow feeling very light, having got
you've
of
really
this
got a lot
anger and bitter out of my...
27th of December will be a really good day for you.
Yeah.
It will. In fact, I'll listen to this again on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Sitting there with your dry like turkey sandwich and a bit of like stuff. It'll be
It'll
great.
still be better than being on a National Express coach,
That's true. On the way
going down to
there.
Heathrow,
To
lamenting your life choices,
yeah.
everything. Bournemouth didn't pan out for me, as you can imagine. No. Okay then.
You know what?
It
It does for anyone.
It is Boxing Day. I am 2 pints in, so I probably will end up crying before this episode is done. Yeah. So I think we've confidently covered which anthropomorphic character we bring in with us. I would just like to see people's face when death appears in a HR meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have to go back to their training, wouldn't they?
I think they just know they're being judged. I think, like the final witness.
Yes. On to our end game, which is a game I've been failing at miserably every time that it's
You've got it
been
this
played.
time, Alex.
I've got it this time. It is the fake news section. So James is going to read us 3 stories. We've got to decide which one is the fake one, but they're all unbelievably plausible. So, what have we got for us first?
Right, so first up, we have a cafe in Dubai that serves what is apparently the world's most expensive cup of coffee for $980. $980. Cafe in Dubai is now offering what is to be the most expensive cup of coffee in the world. The drink features Nido like 7 geisha beans, which are exceptionally rare as they're grown out in Mount Baru in western Panama. Very extreme coffee beans, and I mean, how good does a cup of coffee have to be near on? Well, I mean, in UK, what is that like? 750 quid?
For most tax dodging bastards that live in Dubai,
It'll be fuck all. Yeah,
that's nothing. They'd gladly spend that money on a coffee, but not actually supporting public services where they live. No,
That's far more important than having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But I did question whether it's going to be the most expensive, because what about the coffee which actually gets shit out? There's an animal which eats coffee beans, shits it out. And then you make the coffee from that, and it's supposed to the digestive process
Really?
on the coffee beans just make it even nicer.
I'd heard about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the animal though.
No,
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I can't.
Interesting.
So that does
Yeah.
seem plausible though. That does seem plausible. The $900 coffee.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, actually, I was going to ask you, what would you guys want if you were forced to pay $980 for like a coffee?
I'd
What
want
would
it to
you-
come with a little bag, instead of the sugar, a little bag of cocaine.
Yeah, I'd want quite a big bag of cookies.
yeah. Well,
I'd want hand relief.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah. No, fair enough. No response. Okay. Second article.
No notes.
No notes.
No notes.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Right. So second article is restaurant slammed after DoorDash like customers received like diet pies, which turned out to be just empty boxes. So a restaurant in San Francisco came on fire when DoorDash customers have reported receiving diet pies that turned out to be nothing more than empty cardboard boxes. DoorDash advertised online as a lighter alternative to traditional pies. It left customers baffled, angry when their deliveries contained no food at all. They had a slogan read zero calories, zero guilt.
Well, they're not wrong.
No, exactly.
So-
They've sold exactly what they said they're selling, which is, something 0 calories. You can't eat anything. The cardboard's going to have calories in it.
Yeah.
If they ate that, if they ate the packaging, they'd be eating some calories.
I mean, it was assumed it was some kind of like marketing ploy that
Yeah.
it would go viral afterwards or something.
Well,
Does
it's
sound
worked.
fairly typical of American capitalism.
Yeah, but you said San Francisco.
Mm.
I've seen that happening in LA. San Francisco is a little bit more liberal than that. I thought,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Any follow up on that? Any other thoughts on diet pies just being empty boxes?
Could they do diet coffee? So charge $180
Just for a cup.
for an empty polystyrene cup.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be quite diet if you're drinking another animal's shit. I think that'll go straight through.
Oh, okay, so third article we've got is world's largest penis is cause of a shower-like accident. So,
Sorry about that.
British man who is recognised for having the world's largest penis has suffered a serious injury after slipping in the shower, a mishap he attributes to the size of his anatomy. According to Barr, the incident occurred because of the size of his penis obstructed the view of the floor, causing him to slip on a missed patch of spilled shower gel.
Okay. Now, that's done more to inspire patriotism in me than anybody that's painted a roundabout. To know that the world's biggest penis is British.
Yeah.
So, but there must be a point with unusual height.
Mm-hmm.
The same with if you were really, really tall. Sorry, George. If you were really, really tall, then you are classed as disabled because nothing really would fit you.
Yeah.
And it is life limiting. So there's a point when there's big, and then there's a challenge where you would only. Well, you'd only really have to dip a third of it to get anywhere. And you just there's a lot of it that's going unused.
I remember watching the documentary about a guy who had, I don't know if it was the same dude, one of the world's largest penises. I expected it to be quite a, this is what his life's like, but it was really depressing. Like how cumbersome it is to, have one that's. I think when it's beyond a certain size, it stops becoming funny and it comes into a point where actually it's very debilitating for people, isn't it?
That's quite a distance for any ejaculate to travel.
Yeah.
It's
all the blood as well. It's a lot of blood to get down there.
You start
maintain
moving around when you
erection.
pass out.
Yeah, pass out. Yeah, there's things like that you can't maintain erection because it's too much blood.
So you would be Cyril Sneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So yeah. So it's one of those where you can kind of make a laugh and go, oh, we can be really jealous that we don't have. But I think if you did have the world's largest penis, it would be more of a hindrance than help.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
I can cope with it.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'd be alright? Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after you slip in the shower? Are you on the road to recovery?
Well, I don't know. It depends whether I get a nice little compo claim.
Yeah, 2 fractures.
It's my compo face.
It's a good combo face, I think. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think Lad Bible would snap that up.
The fella from Last of the Summer Wine.
That's what I slipped over.
So, The free articles then. So
Okay.
I'm going to try and push you guys, see if we can work out which one is the fake. So I'll remind you of the key headlines of the free. See if Alex can
Actually get a
recover
point.
some. Yeah, recover some. So number one was the Dubai cafe that serves the world's most expensive cup of coffee for $980. Number two, restaurant slammed after DoorDash customers received diet pies, which turned out to be just empty boxes. And number three, world's largest penis is the cause of a shower.
I'm going to go for world's largest penis. And that's a phrase I never thought I'd say.
You're going to go for the world's largest penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he's got at the minute. So that's what you don't think about yourself. Which one is the fake?
I personally think it probably is that, just for the benefit, I'm going to go for the pies.
Okay, right. I can reveal that the fake story is the pies. Well done, Ken.
Oh my
You'll get there, Alex. You'll get there one day.
God, the realisation that that's real.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
probably going to Google that as well. I just know.
Look for pictures.
I just know what my
Yeah.
mind is like when I'm trying to get to sleep. Just go, have a look at that man who's got a 3 inch. Oh, that's telling. That's a Freudian slip, if you
The
like.
largest penis in the world, according to Alex, is
I
3
think I
inches.
found the title for this episode, Alex.
Subtitle: Boy, is my face red. My head is red.
So I just telling me something about you guys. So I'm concerned about your usage of social media. If you're not able to tell the truth from a lie, like you must get drawn into everything.
Well,
Can you tell a lot of AI videos out? Are you got a keen eye for it?
Well, yeah, there's a new trend of, some of them are easy to spot. Like there's this new trend of Yetis.
Yeah.
You've seen that, which is just a very thinly disguised attempt to tell racist jokes.
Yeah.
So if it's a Yeti, it's like, oh, it's fine,
Yeah.
Yeti. There's this other one of, you can tell it's fake, a cockatoo that keeps asking Alexa to play music at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because the Amazon Echo it's talking to is about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And completely out of proportion. Or a cockatoo rocking out to the telly and the cockatoo is bigger than the TV. There's little things like that tip you off.
It does make you think though when it gets to the point where you can't see those obvious things. You get to this point where I think we'll get to a point where you don't. I think most people are going to have to turn away from social media. We'll be so bloated by our own stuff.
It's the theory of it's the dead internet theory.
Yeah, that's it.
I think the difficulty I have is the stuff that Donald Trump says.
Yeah.
How much of that is parody and how much is genuine in what he says, and you're looking at it, you just can't tell half the time.
No.
I'm looking back with fondness of his first term because that was really like the older statesman compared to how batshit insane he is now.
Absolutely, he doesn't care, does he anymore? It's like, He
No.
comes out with some absolute nonsense, and then we'll go, no, this has got to be Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's really him.
No, it sounds like he's getting a bit tasty downstairs now. I think we've reached the point now in the pub downstairs where it's like, okay, we've all had a drink. Just relax. Just chill. All right, chill.
Joe, go down and say, excuse me, we're recording a podcast upstairs.
Hand on hips, really stroppy. Really giving it some. We're trying to make art here, gentlemen, please.
We
All right.
are aspiring social media influencers. Don't step in front of my dream.
Okay, while James goes downstairs to get beaten into a pulp, we'll
Can we get the video cameras on that?
Yeah, that's it.
Video.
we'll wrap this episode up. So thank you for listening, and thank you for indulging us in our Christmas season. And we'll be back in the new year. Yes, I can't believe 2025 is over already.
We should be with George, though.
We hopefully so. Actually, no, we're on the 28th. He'll still be on. He'll still be pantoing because Panto, like most of my relatives, outstays their welcome at Christmas. Thank you to our guest, 0.5 of a person, Denzil de Cristo, theme of Richard Eads. And possibly in the new year, we'll see you then. Who knows? Keep listening. Keep looking out for updates. We'll be back soon. Until then, bye. Bye. We're waving. You got to see it. We're waving.